when did you first get the thoughts of becoming a priest?
First grade in CCE classes, actually. My godmother, well, now confirmation sponsor at the time, we took a field trip to the altar. We looked around at this presider's chair, the credence table, the altar, and I just found myself just kind of sort of stuck in between.
Wow.
This is at St. Christopher's Catholic Church on the south side of Houston, close to Hobby Airport.
Okay.
And then I saw myself just kind of sort of looking out at the crowd. And I thought to myself, well, this is kind of cool. Being the oldest, being the head honcho kind of guy, I loved all that kind of stuff. But to see the empty pews and just the spot just seemed so significant. But my godmother, who now my confirmation sponsor, looked at me and said, you know what? You can be a priest one day. I thought, really? That's so awesome. Okay. But you have to sit at that table, that chair first. And that was the altar server bench. So from then on, I guess after receiving First Communion, I was able to serve Mass along with my siblings.
So did they bring you up behind the altar to take a look at the priest's view? Is that what it was?
Exactly.
Oh, do you recommend that for kids?
Oh, absolutely.
We should do that.
We should.
Right?
That's the first time I ever thought about recommending that opportunity. I think it's highly, highly, highly important, at least for guys to kind of sort of see that this is a possibility and stir up the pot a little bit, add in that little glimmer of opportunity and maybe a little bit of hope that, this is something that you can achieve as well.
So you say you're the oldest. So boys, girls?
Yeah. So there's only one girl.
Okay.
There's one girl, three guys. So she's the princess for sure.
Is she the youngest?
No, she's right after me, actually.
Okay.
Right after me.
And then did you bring your brothers up there?
No, actually, no. No one else. I don't think anyone else. Well, we've all served Mass. But other than that particular experience was I think I was the only one that had that experience.
Maybe we should make that some kind of tradition here.
I might take that to the parish. Actually,
right?
Absolutely.
Talk to Father Dad. Like
he's probably good. He's going to hear that pretty soon.
So first grade, you did that.
Yeah.
CCE.
Correct.
At the time, it was CCE. Was it CCE already?
Yeah,
was it still CCD?
Yeah, CCE.
Okay, CCE. Yeah. And then you went up. What happened after that? Was it just in the back of your mind as an altar server, or did you have that in your mind? I'm going to be a priest from the start.
No, it didn't stay in my mind long. I recognize the sacrifice that, priests can't get married? Ooh, that doesn't fall within the normal plan and scheme of things with Nigerian culture, just me and my own aspirations of wanting to do medicine. And just my disposition to liking girls. So it wasn't in the plan. So I thought, okay, well, all right, enough of that. But then I started serving Mass and I continued on in altar serving for a long time, even throughout college. And just being able to experience the Lord in that particular way, being able to say the Eucharistic prayer by heart alongside with the priest, or catching different visiting priests doing things a little bit differently. And I thought, that's not how you do it. Well, if I was there, this is what I would do. That kind of thing.
So you'd critique the priest.
I definitely would critique the priest.
And did you consciously print it out and memorize it, or just through repetition you memorized?
Just through repetition, constantly serving Mass on the weekends. Sometimes 2 Masses in a week, so I would do the one that I was scheduled to serve, and then as well as the one that our family would normally go to. And that's just how I kind of I even crashed the party of other teams. So we were assigned by teams at the time. So, a certain team, we used to call them St. Mark or St. Christopher, St. Matthew, or whatever have you, would be assigned for that particular Mass that my family would go to. I would have already served my Mass, or it would have been later on in the evening. But I would kind of just sneak by into the sacristy and put on my cassock and surplice and say, hey, I'm here to help. And then they were like, okay, what are we going to do with this?
Kick you out, right?
Yeah, we're going to kick me out.
So how many years did that go on until
Until seminary. It persisted.
So at what point did you take that leap from being an altar server to jumping and saying, okay, I'm going to do this?
Well, funny you say that. During confirmation, just kind of during that time, later teen years, funny enough, I kind of thought that I didn't need confirmation because, I've been serving Mass forever. I'm already part of the church. I've already have this certain fullness that I was supposed to receive. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll just postpone that till later. But funny enough, during that preparation, I felt there was a little bit more churning internally. Um, Sometimes we would hear the choir play songs, "Would you come and follow me if I but call your name?" Then I feel something deep in the pit of my tummy, thinking, okay, what is that? Okay, why is that song playing at the same time that I feel this? Is it the priesthood? Is it that thing that I wanted to forget that long ago?
Mm-hmm.
But it kept persisting and it kept persisting. And I thought, okay, maybe God wants me to do this. So I'll keep this thought in my mind.
Okay.
And I kept it in my mind so as to name myself Peter. Like I knew I was always kind of like the friend that you would seek counsel from or seek help from. So I knew that I was kind of sort of a pivotal point in the lives of many because I wanted to be. I wanted to be like an avenue where people would find some peace and comfort. So I named myself Peter, the rock of the church, just kind of like a foundational piece for confirmation as my confirmation saint. And it was to remind myself as I went on to college of this possible vocation to the priesthood. Lo and behold, I never forgot that notion when I went to college. I went to University of Houston and studied nutritional sciences. At that point, I was committed to wanting to do pharmacy. And then through my stint at the University of Houston, I started thinking, okay, after my bachelor's, I can go on to PT school. So it became more of a role, an aspiration that was something that was less lucrative to something that was a little bit more and more service oriented. And as my heart kept moving and as my brain kept shifting and making different decisions as far as what I would do after college, it felt as if my path towards the priesthood was more so of destiny. Like this is exactly what God wants me to do. So I didn't talk to many people as far as vocations was concerned. I kept it to myself.
Uh-huh.
But there is one guy, one familiar fella. He's a priest of the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston, and he was in his last year as a vocation director, Father Dat. I contacted him. He would always visit St. Christopher's to celebrate Mass. And sometimes he would look at me and say, "You should be a priest. Why don't you think of applying? Well, here's my number. Just call me whenever you're ready and we'll talk about it." And I was avoiding that for years. Sometimes I even got sick of seeing him. I didn't even want to see him anymore.
Would you duck out real quickly after Mass?
I sure would.
And avoid him. See.
Or hide in a corner, big me hiding.
He doesn't see me. He can't see me back here.
So, I mean, it was funny. I mean, looking back, it's kind of funny and look at where we are now. But he is very, very warm and welcoming. And I thought, the priesthood just seems so right.